Oh, I have the bigger paper, Prabhu. I'm left one. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtai Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtai Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine श्रीवाशभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्दये कृष्णाय कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्उज्ज्वाल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिद श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोऽस्तु ते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुदाप सिद्धान्तद्वान्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते गौरवीर्भावभूमस्तं निर्देशः सज्जनप्रियः वैष्णव सर्वभौमः श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गोर्मम मन्दं मतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्बोजौ राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यार्विदारण्यकल्पद्रौमादः श्रीमद्रत्नाङ्गार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमन् राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रीष्टालिभिः सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमन् रासारसारम्भी वंशव्वटत्ततस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुसनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथश्रियेस्तु नः तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय
Hey, Vriksha, thanks so much, Vijay.
कृष्णा
Okay, perfect. So, I think last week we finished summary of chapter number 12. And this time today we'll begin from chapter number 13. So I'll be describing a summary basically. I think we completed till verse 21, right? If I'm not
I
wrong.
think so, Prabhu. Somewhere near 20 only we
21,
stopped, Prabhu.
23 something. Yeah, 21. We start on 21. So basically, so I'll summarize till 20 and then we'll continue to 21. Okay?
Can I?
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
So let me share my screen.
Can I? No. Can I?
Let me know when you can see. Okay. Where you can see my screen? Okay. Now, chapter number 13. Yes, thank you so much. Chapter number 13, titled The Nature, the Enjoyer, and the Consciousness. So this is one of the very technical chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. 13 and a bit of 14 as well, but 13. So nature means Prakriti, enjoyer means Purusha, and consciousness here means Jiva. Okay. So there are 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita. Basically, if you say what does Bhagavad Gita cover, so in a broad way you could say that there are 5 topics which is covered in Bhagavad Gita. The first is Ishvara, who's God. Okay. Ishvara, soul, Jiva, right? Time, Kala,
Prakriti,
material nature,
karma.
and karma. Right? So five things. So of that five things, three of them are named right in the chapter name. Prakriti, Purusha, with Ishvara here, and Jiva, consciousness. So this chapter basically talks about how the living entity comes into contact with material nature and how the Jiva is, delivered by Supreme Lord in various ways to different processes like the karma process through jnana and through bhakti. So how does the jiva come, not come, how does the jiva come in contact with the material nature? And then how does Bhagavan deliver the jivas in different up to different methods is explained. Okay. So in general. And now if you see normally each chapter has some connection from the previous chapter at the end, and that's how it builds. But if you see the previous chapter, 12th chapter, Krishna says, Ativa me priya, what is most dear to me. And suddenly Arjuna asks a question like googly, say, "Arey, ये question कहाँ से आया?" Totally different question of from somewhere. It's nowhere related. So one way to understand is after Krishna, so when we hear a class, right? And so say we go to a class of something OT. Hey, Sharmya, good morning. So let's say we go to someone's class, okay, to hear the class of a devotee, and the devotee gave a class on, let's say, growth of Vrindavan, for example, let's take Vrindavan. And after class, any questions? And some devotee may ask, "Oh, I heard something like may ask or can ask a question for different topic altogether. Can ask. The devotee may ask topics pertaining to the current topic or the topic spoken by the speaker, and also some other topic. Because I have heard this thing, and can you answer this question? Okay, you would answer. Similarly, Arjuna also has heard many things while growing up from his teachers, and he remembered that and wanted to ask a particular question, you could say. That's how Acharya explained here. It's not related to what has been spoken till now, at least the previous chapter at least. So that's how you could say, segue is that he's thought something, he got something stuck in his mind, and he's asking the particular question here. So Arjuna asked 6 questions or about 6 topics. Okay. So the words here is Arjuna Uvacha, Prakritim, Purusha, right here. Prakriti, Purusha. Okay. Chaiva, Kshetram, Kshetrajnam Evacha, Etad Veditum Ichhami, Jnanam Geyam Cha Keshava. So in this word itself, the 6 topics are mentioned. What 6 topics? Prakriti, material nature. Purusham, the enjoyer. The Purusha basically doesn't mean male. So Purusha, the definition of Purusha means one who enjoys. So Purusha can be Bhagavan and Jiva also. We also have tendency to enjoy. So Jiva tries to become the Purusha. The original Purusha is Bhagavan, the enjoyer. But we're trying to being the material nature, we exploit material nature. Trying to be the Purusha, the enjoyer. So here Purusha is not related to the body aspect, but it's a quality of the living entity itself we mentioned here, Purusha. So we are trying to be the enjoyer. That fully makes sense. Tendency to enjoy. So Purusham, Kshetram. Kshetra means क्या होता है? इस एक क्षेत्र क्या है? कुरुक्षेत्र. क्षेत्र इसका है, means a place. Kshetra means a place. So here Kshetra means the place where activities take place. What is the place where activity takes place? The body. The body is the place through which activities take place. The soul can't do anything. The soul needs a via medium to interact with the world. The soul is spiritual, but it's material. It's like oil and water. They don't mix. They never mix. It just always separate out. Similarly, for the soul to interact with the material nature outside, it needs a medium. The space suit. We're going to a space. People go to space. They can't go with this body and say, if you breathe, they can't breathe like that. No, they need a via medium to be able to be in space, the space suit. Similarly, for going underwater, anywhere. radioactive place, you need hazard suit, whatever, right? Or you go to Intel, body suit, you go to fab. So basically, Kshetra means the place where activities take place. Here is the body. The Prakriti nature, Purusha is a living entity, or Bhagwan, enjoy for now. Krishna will talk about both of them. Kshetra means the place. Kshetragya, Gya means knowledge. Kshetragya means Manu knows about Kshetra. The knower of the, so you could say Kshetra means field or the place, field means body. Kshetragya means the knower of the field. Who knows the field? Who knows the body? He said, I know my body, people say, right? So the living entity, the knower of the body. But also Bhagavan also knows the body. So Purusha also can be, is enjoyer, living entity Jiva and Bhagavan. Kshetragya also Jiva and Bhagavan. Okay? But different scopes are different. We'll talk about that as well. Krishna will talk. Etat Vedit Vichhami. Oh Krishna, Veditum, I want to know. Ichhami, I have desire to know this. And what else you want to know? The four done, right? Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetragya. Fifth one, Jnanam. What is knowledge? Tell me what is knowledge? Can you please tell me? And Gayam. What is to be known by this knowledge? The object of knowledge. Knowledge क्या है? In knowledge से what do I know? So if we have quantum physics, we'll say, okay, again, what is the essence? What do I know using all these different things of information I have? Source of information. What do I actually want to know? So the translation is the Prakriti nature, Purusha enjoyer, the field, knower of the field, Kshetra, Kshetragya, knowledge and the object of knowledge. Who is supposed to be known from all this knowledge? Right? So again, object of knowledge can both be Jiva and Bhagwan. It's called self-realization, means Atma Sakshatkar, know oneself. But better than this, or you could say next step higher is knowing who Bhagwan is and a relationship. Okay? So knowledge. Okay, and objective knowledge. 6 questions, 6 topics asked by Arjuna in this regard. Okay. Now in Krishna immediately begins to answer the questions. Okay. So he doesn't go sequentially. He first answers that what is Kshetra and what is Kshetragya. He answers that first. And from 3 to 7 verse, the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 verses, Krishna will continue to explain that aspect, was field and field of activity. He'll go in detail. Okay. So yes, Bhagavan Vacha is there. Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Ityabhidite. So Kaunteya, Idam means this. Showing, Idam means what? Pointing towards him. This body. This body is called as Kshetra. Ityabhidiyate means, no, Amma, you can be here. Abhidiyate means called as Kshetram. This body. So Idam means pointing. So if you say here, so even in, so basically, yeah, either means this, pointing to figure, this body is already called as the Kshetra. Etad yo veti tam par prahu, and one knows this veti Kshetragya iti vada tadvida. It's called Kshetragya. One knows the body is Kshetragya. Okay, Arjuna. Okay. Now we should explain more. Any questions so far? Kshetra, Kshetragya. Just let me make sure. Going once, twice. Okay, let's go ahead. Then I'll just Krishna this. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetram cha mam vidhi. Kshetragyam cha api. Even mam vidhi. Know that sarva kshetreshu. Sarva har kshetra ka kya hai? Kshetragya mein hu bharata. Know this also. So Krishna is saying, O Kaunteya, O Arjun, understand that I am also Kshetragya. But of what? Sarva Kshetra ka. So we are the knower of this particular Kshetra. We can't know what's going on in others' body. Right? We don't even know what's going in our body fully. Do we know what's going on in our body? Do we do after eating? We'll say, okay, esophagus, eat, and the stomach, thoda So do we dance like this? No, it goes in and does the job. But हमको पता ही नहीं है मतलब क्या हो रहा है body में. I can't. And so many things going on in the body. My heart is pumping. It's automatic. Okay, automatic. Huh? Cancer? I mean, yeah. No, because we got no cancer. She said that stage 4 cancer हो सकता है. So I mean, we don't know, right? So we don't even know our own body fully. So what can we say about others? Doesn't make any sense, right? But Krishna is saying, I am the Kshetragya of not one, but all the bodies. I know exactly what's going on in each every person's body. Very well. Okay? So, so much to describe in this. But okay, we'll go ahead. And then Krishna says, Tat kshetram yatcha yadrikcha yad vikari yatashcha yat. Now, yat kshetram cha yadrikcha yad vikari. Now, let me give you a description of the field of matter. What is kshetra? Matlab, what is kshetra made of? What is changes are? Then Sayat Prabhavascha was produced, who lot of. So, all the different aspects of kshetra. What are aspects of kshetra? What is the constituent of kshetra? What is changes are? When it's produced, when is the body produced? Who the lower of the field is? What the influences are? Prabhava. Samas, and I will explain very in a brief. So 5 things. What are the constituents? What is changes are? Yadrik. Changes are vikari. Okay. Chetan Jayad Yadrik means the constituent. Yadrik means the constituent. Then vikari means the changes. Then yatascha means the knower of the field. Then Chayat Prabhava. Prabhava means the influence. The 5 things about the body itself or the field. Krishna explained in this brief. Okay. Again.
Hare
So,
Krishna, Prabhu.
yes.
Yeah, Prabhu, sorry, can you repeat that again, the 5 things?
Yes. Yadrik basically means the
Yadrik.
constituent. What is the body made of?
Okay.
Right? Then Vikari means when it's produced, change. What is going on? When these changes are, what is changes? Body changes, whatever, right? Changes are. Vikara. Vikara naam is, right?
Yeah.
Then it says yat prabhava sa cha yah means when it's produced. Then we have yata basically when it's produced. Yaha means the field of activities. Prabhava means the what are the influences? Prabhava है ना इसका प्रभाव क्या है? What the influences are?
Influences.
The
Okay.
5 things mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Now, Krishna will say Rishibhir Bahuda Geetam. So Rishibhir means so many rishis Bahuda in various writings of theirs. They mentioned Chandobhir Vividhi Prathak. They have in Chandobhir Vividhi means Chanda basically means here Vedic Vedanta Sutra. Okay, Brahma Sutra Vedanta Sutra. Chando basically means Vedas. Chando Vividhi Prathak. In many different Vedas, in various writings, they mentioned, and also in Vedanta Sutra, Brahma Sutra, Padesh Cheva, they mentioned. Hetumadbhe Vriksha. So it's been described, or the field of activities and knower of the field of activities are mentioned in various places by the rishis. Chandabhir, basically in many different compositions. In Brahma Sutra is mentioned. Right? In so many various places, these are mentioned. Krishna is saying here. Okay? Does this make sense? Now, Krishna starts describing about these things. What are the constituents? Okay? महाभूतानि अहंकारो बुद्धिर अव्यक्तम एव च इंद्रियाणि दशैकम च पंचचेंद्रिय गोचरा. Mahabhuta means the unmanifested. Okay? Ahankar, false ego. Buddhir, intelligence. So Mahabhuta basically is the Mahataka, the sum total. Made of what? Ahankar, Buddhi, Avyakta means unmanifested. Indriyani, the senses. In how many senses? Dashakam, 10 senses. What are 10 senses? 5 Gyanendriyas, Karmendriyas. Gyanendriyas are knowledge acquiring senses. Ears, nose, eyes, tongue, touch, right? Gyanendriyas, that's big knowledge. Karmendriyas means hand, legs, right? So all these working senses. So Indriyani Dashakemcha, 10. Panchachendriya Gochara, right? And the 5 sense objects, Tanmatras, object of touch, right? So these are the 15, 15 plus 16, 17, 18. Okay? So 18 is done here in the first verse. Okay, then Krishna says, what are other things the body is made up of? Ichha, Dvesha, Sukham, Dukkham. Ichha means desire, hatred, happiness, distress. Sanghatas, Chetana, Dhitihi. And aggregate. Sanghatas means the aggregate. Chetana means life symptoms, and Dhiti means conviction. All these are considered to be the field of activities and its interaction. So, the field of activities basically mean the body, and how does it interact with? How does it, because of desire, hatred, because happiness, distress, because life symptoms, or because of all these things, the body interact with other bodies, the material nature. Does it make sense? So that is one here. That is the constant of the body. What are the vikaras of the body? 6 in number. Born, appear, born. It grows, stays. It produces byproducts. It's deteriorating, and death. So vikara means there's 6 changes. A person is born, the body is born, then grows, stays for some time, byproducts, children, or other ways, then starts dwindling, and then finally vanishes. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. It comes in second chapter also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any question, anyone else? Make sure. Okay. So these are the different elements in the field of the constant of the elements of the field of activities, the body, and its interactions with outside world. You could say nature or other people, other bodies. Okay. Now comes a very important part. It was 8 to 12. Krishna describes. Remember, there are 6 things. Says there were kshetra, kshetrajya, right? Then there also was jnanam and gyayam. Jnanam is knowledge. Krishna knowledge here basically means what is the process of knowledge. That process which helps the living entity transcend the limited shackle of this body. So so to know more of the field, right? You say, right? How it's like, for example, let's say you have a big ground, you have a pole, you dig the ground, put the pole way deep, and you tie, let's say, a horse for example, okay, with a rope. It's a long rope, let's say 20 meters. Now, the horse can move in the radius of 20 meters anywhere it wants. It has the freedom to move anywhere within 20 meters of radius. But beyond 20 meters, can it go? No. Similarly, the body living entity also have you could say a freedom to move, to know within this set close limited bodies. This is the radius. The body is the radius. We can't go beyond this, right? So similarly, Krishna, for us, for living entity, to go beyond the limitation of this body, transcend this body, we need to know how do we do that. The process of knowledge, jnanam, jnana, the process of knowledge. So how do we know? What is the process of knowledge? And that is mentioned in verse number 8 to 12. This makes sense, hopefully. Very beautiful. I think last time when we discussed this, we went through each and every one of them. There are 26 of them, if I'm not wrong, here and there. But we went to each one of them. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, Arjavam, Acharya, Pasaram. So many of beautiful. So this translation, humility. The first is humility. Without being humble, one cannot learn. Without being humble, so many things can happen. So when you go to see in Bhagavad chapter number 4, which verse is that? Remember about how to from Guru?
Tadviddhi pranipati.
Tadviti pranipratine
4.34.
Guru
Mama.
Prashnena Sevaya
Upodeshantate jnanam
Jnanam
yatra
Tattvadashina.
Tattvadarshanaha.
Right? Tad Vidhi. What is the Vidhi? How to know? Pranipatena. Bowing down. Paripate, Pariprasthina Dev Sevaya. So three things. Pranipata means bow down, be humble. Pariprasthina, then you ask question and render service. From a guru. That's how I know from a guru, from a teacher. You can't go to a teacher of a class. Teacher, ye beta go. No one will teach like that, right? Teacher, I don't know. Can you please teach me?
They say water comes from up to down.
Yeah, water comes there, the energy flows from down. So for us to get knowledge, we have to take the lower position. Hand has to be lower so we can get things. If his hand is higher, we can't get things from the bottom, right? If we think we are higher than others, we can't get. So we have to keep our hand. Please, can you please teach us? Right? So humility is a virtue, very extremely important. Right? So many things can talk about humility. Purport also talks about humility as well, the purport. But humility and one of the very beautiful verses Shakshakam is Trinadapi. Shunichena Taropathishna. One should be humble, more humble than a blade of grass. When you step on the grass, grass bends. It comes backwards. More humble than a blade of grass. Suta Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, the sages ask him, or tell them basically, you have been endowed with all good fortune, all wonderful knowledge, everything is bestowed upon you. Why? Because you're humble and you served your gurus very nicely, and this is they blessed you very much. Right? So humility, very extremely important. So that is the first thing Krishna starts with. Amanitvam. Amanitvam means मान देना मतलब बोलता मुझे मान चाहिए I want. No. Now I'm forefront of everything. Nah, मैं करना देखो look at me, I'm doing this. Nah. You may do things, people say, hey, wonderful, wow, क्या बात है. But the internal, external show may fool others, but the internal environment cannot be fooled. To whom? To Krishna. Krishna knows. अच्छा बाहर ये कर रहे हैं अंदर तो ये है. मिथ्याचार चुच्यते. Krishna doesn't like that. Internal पूछी it's okay चलता है. अरे यार तू बोलो सही, tell something internal saying अरे please praise me. नहीं बोल why are you doing this? So that facade Krishna doesn't like. Better to be a sincere sadhaka who accepts his faults than be false pretender. So Krishna doesn't like that. So humility, pridelessness. So adambitvam, right? So they can be, you can be proud. You can say, let's say you have something, you're proud. That's one. And then you want something. So there are different, you could say, meaning of amanitvam, adambitvam. Amanitvam, मान नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. Adambitvam means proud, pridelessness. This will be very similar. But there are, you could say, um, nuances between them. So there are 22 items here. Okay. So amanitvam, them. So these are the process knowledge. Let's translation: humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity. Simplicity. Papa gives beautiful definition of simplicity in purport. Approaching a body spiritual master, Acharya Pasanam, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entangle with children, wife, husband, home and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass, of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical research for the absolute truth. All this I declare to be knowledge. And besides it, whatever there may be, is ignorance. Categorically, Krishna said. Right? So now, um, these elements are helpful provided if they develop are favorable for spiritual advancement. Right? So now, there are many things mentioned in this. 1 second. So, among all these different 22 qualities, the main quality which is very important for the devotees, at least for the devotees, among all this, what is the top most important part? Is let me find out. Okay, this one right here. Bhaktir abhyabhicharini. So there are people who may cultivate. Oh, humility. Okay, क्या बोलते हैं? Maybe I should be freedom to detachment होना चाहिए. I'll detach myself. People may try to cultivate these other qualities independently. Okay, they will cultivate it. But they will not necessarily lead to bhakti. Or they will not lead to bhakti most of the time. But what the devotees do, their main intention is Maicha Anya Yogena Bhaktir Abhibhicharini. Maicha Anya Yogena by others, Bhaktir Anya Abhibhicharini. By bhakti, I have to be constant, unalloyed. That is the prime aspect for devotees. So, what about others? If you do bhakti properly, all the other qualities will automatically come into a particular person. So the two ways. Either you can do bhakti full on, full properly bhakti, unalloyed, abhyabhicharini bhakti. The other qualities will come. The other we can do is try to do abhyabhicharini bhakti, constant, one-pointed bhakti, and in parallel try to cultivate to the best of your abilities other qualities as much as possible. That's also fine. But this should be the prime focus. There's a beautiful verse in the Bhagavatam. I have quoted many times. Anyone knows which was
Yeah,
the
Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu. I was just about to say, one second, I think I might know, Prabhu. It's the where if you have bhakti, everything else will follow. That's what you're talking about,
the
right?
qualities come, yes. Which
Qualities come. One second, let me see if I can tell you. Give me one more minute. If not,
yeah, please.
uh, oh, Krishna, I remember that. Sorry, Prabhu. I thought I. Hmm. Sorry, Prabhu. I don't want to waste too much time.
No. Please. You can find it very good.
I know you've stated it many times also, but I'm not able to find it right now. Not able to find it, Prabhu.
No, I'll tell you. This is fifth canto Bhagavatam.
Fifth
Spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. Okay.
Okay.
Bhakti Bhagavati. देखो 5, 18, 12.
Yashati Bhakti.
Yasasti Bhaktir, of whom, Bhakti, who does Bhakti, to whom? Bhagavati, to Bhagavan. What kind of Bhakti should it be? Akinchan Bhakti. And remember, Maicha Anya Yogena, Abhivicharini, Akinchana, similar meaning, synonyms. By that Akinchana or conversion Bhakti, what happens? Sarver Gunais Tatra Samasate Surah. All the wonderful qualities just come into the particular person. And Harav Abhaktasya, but if one is not a devotee of Hari, Kuto Mahadguna, they may all have wonderful qualities, so to say, but they are not useful. Right? Not very useful. So, what is that makes the qualities of a person wonderful? But we have different perception. But Baba says, the devotee of Bhagavan, a person has one point attention or devotion to Bhagavan, that brings out wonderful qualities. of a devotee. The same thing mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That literature talks about the ABCD to XYZ of Bhakti. You could say the manual for Bhakti is given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in which after the delineation of the 64 qualities of 64 angas of Bhakti, Rupa Goswami says, what are the things which may think are Bhakti, but are actually not. Right? Some of them is thinking about a wonderful singing ability. अरे क्या डिवोटी होता है यार, क्या गाता है, एकदम अच्छा डिवोटी होगा. नहीं. Person able to sing nicely has nothing to do with person able to do bhakti. A person can sing and also wonderful devotee also. That can happen. But person sing wonderfully. Hare Krishna, sing full sargam either upper nature going round and left. Have bhakti? No, not necessarily. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So these 22 qualities mentioned, if done properly, can actually take us beyond this material world, beyond transcendence. That's why Krishna is saying everything else and to be knowledge. Knowledge for what? What is real knowledge? Knowledge of not the quantum physics, but no, that's not knowledge that Krishna is talking about here. When Bhagavad Gita talks about knowledge, it means to take us beyond this human body, take it beyond not human body, take it beyond this bodily concept. None of the knowledge outside we have learned. None of them will take us beyond the bodily concept. It will just dig more. We will dig ourselves more and be in the pit. But this one Krishna says, by taking the help of these, by cultivating these 22 qualities, at least this quality, especially Maicha Anyena Anya Yogena Bhakti Vicharani, by this and also cultivating other qualities, this will certainly take oneself beyond transcendence. That's why Krishna says, but everything else is ignorance, but this knowledge which helps us take from bodily concept of life. This makes sense? Any questions till now? Anything at all? Again, there's so many things. I think we spent what 6 or 7 weeks session basically on talking about these 22 qualities.
Yes, Prabhu, we spent a lot of time. I
Yeah.
remember.
Okay. But yeah, you can read the purport. Prabhupada gives where you detailed purport on each and every quality what Prabhupada has mentioned. So Lakshmi was saying something. Sorry, I muted.
Actually, Prabhuji, I'm confused in this chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, there is so many things that is still not digesting in my head.
No problem. We
But
ask.
yeah,
We ask one by one. Try best.
I think, like, from the starting, the first point itself, I thought maybe going by the connection should relate. So, and now I don't think I really get that feel, about that kshetra and kshetrajna and the soul, like the knower of the field. So, how it is different from one person? Like, it should be the same, right?
Yeah. So
the
field basically means the body.
okay.
They know the field means one who knows the body. So who will know your body? You.
So that's the soul, right? Is that the person?
Yeah. So that's also know the body is soul.
The soul. Yeah.
But then there are two knowers. So if I ask you, how many, so when you say people here, when I say people, I mean soul, okay? So how many people do you think live in a body?
How many people live in one
live in your
body?
body? In my body, everyone's body. How many people live in one? Your body, for example, let's say. How many do you think people live in a body? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One, right? It should be one.
One.
No?
Are you sure?
Hello?
Something. Are you sure? One? Pakka? Lock your ear.
Yeah, it should be one, right?
One. So again, I ask you a question, okay? So when you say Paramatma, where do you think Paramatma lives?
Supreme Soul?
Yeah, where do Paramatma live?
The Ishwar?
Where do you find?
Paramatma is Ishwar, right? The
Okay,
spirit.
yeah. Where do you find Paramatma? Where do you think Paramatma lives? Resides?
So, Prabhu, in our body, Atma and Paramatma,
So how many people live in a body?
two.
Two?
Two.
Not one. Two.
Okay. Okay.
So the knower of the body, two. Me, as in the soul, me, and the Paramatma sitting right beside me. So in the Upanishads, is mentioned the Paramatma, the soul, the living entity, the Paramatma like two birds sitting on a branch. Okay? And the branch has very wonderful tree. The tree of the branch of the tree has very wonderful fruits. And what are the fruits? All the activities which you are doing and enjoying, so to say. The tree, that small bird, the living entity, is busy eating all wonderful fruits. Very busy eating. The Paramatma is sitting, on the other side, behind the other bird, looking at all everything what the bird is doing. Okay, just watching. अच्छा ये भी करना है ठीक है करो प्रदर्शता अनुमंता like watching everything with eyes like Jagannath eyes open watching everything what the living entity is doing, right? And what is the Paramatma waiting for? To why can't yeah okay. So the Paramatma is sitting right there, the bird in front, Paramatma behind. Paramatma is waiting here, but the living entity, what is the Paramatma waiting for? For the living entity to picture कौन है भाई? Who is sitting waiting behind me? Paramatma is waiting for us to turn around to अरे ये कौन है? To inquire who is this? Who is Paramatma? Who is God? Who is Ishwar? Who is God? Waiting for that to happen. ये कौन है?
So are you referring to something like we have to realize the Paramatma within us?
Huh? We have to realize who we are first. Only then we can realize Paramatma.
Okay,
We
okay,
have to
okay.
realize first we are the soul. This is your body. पीछे कौन है? ये दीवार है तो. It's wall behind me. Waiting by the body. I said, no, we are not the body. I am the soul within the body. Okay. That means being the soul is something, being this body, let's say I am the body and I'm an engineer, what does I need? My job is to do engineering jobs, whatever. So knowing who I am, at least if a bodily wise, I know what should I do. Right? So, as a police officer, yeah, I should make sure people don't do crime, whatever. But being the soul, what is my duty? What is the duty being the soul? That no one teaches, no one knows. So, being the soul, being a part and parcel of the super soul, Bhagwan, our duty is to serve him. That super soul, that Bhagwan is sitting in our heart. When we invoke, when we no, what to say, develop the desire to know who is this? I'm the soul. But why am I here then? That when the inquiry comes, that jigyasa when it comes, I say, Acha, now we're taking the right step to looking at me, to look at me finally. Okay, go on. And Bhagwan will help direct. So that desire to know, or first to understand, okay, we may not realize that I am the soul. Theoretically, we understand, okay, I am the soul. Okay, what should I do? When theoretically understand this and take one step or other, then realization start coming in. And finally, we'll be able to realize the Paramatma sitting within our heart. We realize, oh, there is a Paramatma also, which is sitting close to me, always with me, whichever body I go, Paramatma always sitting with me, looking at me, and encouraging me also. भाई ऐसा मत कर ऐसा मत कर. Sometimes we have the inner, no, it's not right, it's not right. It's like the voice of the Paramatma. But sometimes we don't even we snub that voice so much that we become deaf. We filter out that particular noises or voices, and we don't ever hear Paramatma's voice. We are not used to it. Does it make sense? Is it too much? My point is the two people living in the body. Okay. the living entity and the super soul, soul and super soul. And we know our own body, but super soul is present in everyone's body. ऐसा नहीं कि super soul is a control C, control B, control C, control B नहीं, कभी copy paste नहीं है ये. It's just one person, but present in all different bodies. It's one person. Does that make sense? Paramatma in my heart is same as Paramatma in your heart. Same. Ditto. Does it make sense? What is the Kshetra and Kshetragya? The knower of the field, and the field doesn't make sense. Lakshmi, sorry. You're mute. If I ask you.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. I kind of get that now.
Okay. Any more questions beyond this? Because we went the first, as we went on, any questions you have? Again, I can scroll through if you want to.
I think now I'm able to relate to things.
Okay.
If in case I come across any questions, I will ask.
Please. Thank you so much. Yes. Ramya, is there
Yeah,
do you have any
thank
questions, Ramya?
Not yet, Prabhu.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So we talked about the field of activity, the body में खेल रहे हैं, body के through खेल रहे हैं. The knower of the field, who knows the body, person sitting inside the body. Like Krishna also talked about the various constituents or various aspects of the body, constituents, then its effects when it's produced, everything altogether, right? Then Krishna talked about the person jnanam, knowledge, the person knowledge. So jnana is person knowledge. Krishna talked about that. Okay? Make sense? So again, 6 questions. Prakriti, Purusham, Kshetra, Kshetragyam. So ये हो गया Kshetra, Kshetragyam, ये हो गया. Jnanam, finished. Gayam is Krishna talk about this too. But now Krishna is going to speak about from 13 to 19th verse. Krishna talk about the object of knowledge, who is supposed to be known from this knowledge. Knowledge करना क्या है? जानना किसको है इसपे? Right? So we have data sets, so much information. And information करूँ क्या? What I'm supposed to know from this whole knowledge, right? Object of knowledge. So by humility, by pridelessness, by non-violence, tolerance, करके अचार डालना है उसका अचार क्या करना क्या है? What to do? All this stuff. I mean, something this should be done, right? We should speak about that. Okay. 13. Geyam yattat pravakshami. Explain pravakshami. Geyam yat jnatva mritam ashnute. Knowing which will taste eternal. So this object of knowledge is itself something beyond, because the body is not eternal. So this, and Krishna is saying, by knowing the object of knowledge, you will taste eternal. That means objective knowledge itself means it's not of this bodily platform. It's something beyond the bodily platform, which is something eternal. Nobody makes sense. Because by doing by the purpose of knowledge, we're not supposed to know material things. With the purpose of knowledge, we are to know beyond the material thing, that is something eternal. Okay? Anadi bat param brahma nasattan nasa uchyate. Okay? Brahman, from Brahma, the spirit is anadi, beginningless, and mat param is subordinate to me. Brahma means the effulgence of Bhagavan, right? It's like a bulb and the light. You may say light, what light are hai? Somebody like the halogen lamp, for example, very bright lamp. Very, बहुत light है यार. But कौन सा ये halogen की light bulb क्या है? There is a source to the light. Similarly, Brahman effulgence has a source. A person is Krishna. Krishna's bodily effulgence is the Brahman, which is as beginningless as Krishna is, and subordinate to me, because from Krishna, Brahman comes. Krishna is the source, subordinate to Krishna. And na sattan nasa uchyate. It lies beyond the cause and effect. Na sat tan nasat uchyate. It is beyond the material world. Okay. Now Krishna will talk about something enigmatic. Okay, this is very similar to you'll find also in Ishopanishad also you'll find. These are Upanishad, Ishopanishad, these are like Upanishad style verses. Okay. सर्वत पाणी पादम तत् सर्वतो शिरो मुखम. हाँ, वो जो ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ नॉलेज है. Now Krishna is describing object of knowledge. Okay. Ah, that object of knowledge or knowable, right? Everywhere has his hands and legs. Everywhere has hands and legs. Huh? So 14 to 18 are lofty verses of Upanishad style. Upanishad is a glimpse of Upanishad. Everywhere hands and legs. Okay. So tat, if you see tat here mean, here, tat. Tat basically is a neutral word. You know, Sanskrit we have male, female, and neuter, right? So here Krishna is not saying that person, male or female, has hands and legs everywhere. No, that क्या है वो पता नहीं, अभी पता नहीं है, we'll tell later. Tat, that object of knowledge has hands and legs everywhere. अरे then क्या है? सर्वतो अक्षि शिरा मुखम. Everywhere has his akshi eyes, shira heads, mukham. Everywhere.
Universal form?
Not necessarily universal form. Also, yeah, maybe not from Bhagwan, not from living. So the impersonalists, they say, talk about this as living entity. Because they say that this is talking about super soul. So we can talk to here in, let's say, for Bhagavatam. Right? Yeah. See? Also, Virat Purusha. So, Virat Purusha is here. The same thing was talked about this thing, right? Sarvatava Pani Padam Tat. Similar was talked about in chapter number 10, universal form. Do you anyone remember?
Yeah.
Universal form
11.
11th. So 10 the obvious absolute. Yeah. 11th chapter, when Arjuna saw that, when Sanjay saw, he said, everywhere hands and legs. Unlimited mouths everywhere. Remember that description being given? Very similar. Sarvata pani padam tat sarvato akshi shira mukham. Sarvata shutimal loke. Everywhere, ears are everywhere. Sarvam avritta tishtati. In this way, that Prabhupada is written super soul here, but the verse doesn't say super soul yet. But that is present everywhere. Characteristics or attributes of that subject of knowledge. Okay? Next. Sarva Indriya Gunabhasam. That is the origin of all senses. Okay? Sarvendriya Vivartitam. But him, that person without any senses. The source of all senses, but doesn't have senses. ये तो doesn't match. LSS is not equal RSS. Doesn't match. How can the person, how can that, whatever it is, be source of all senses but doesn't have senses of sense? Doesn't make any sense. Then what? Asaktam sarva bhritchaiva. Unattached. But sarva bhrit. So bhrit means maintainer of all. Not attached to anything, but the maintainer of everyone. अरे तुम अटैच to मेंटेन क्यों कर रहे हो? निर्गुणम गुण भोक्तृ. Nirguna means it has no guna. But at the time, guna bhoktra, the master of all gunas. What in the world? People may understand, maybe person has, maybe person was not thinking right. Person forgot to write properly. The opposites likha hua hai. People say like that. So when you see these contradictory terms, there is way of resolving this. It's called arthapatti. Arthapatti means when you see two opposite terms, then bring a third argument, third sentence to reconcile it. A very famous example of this is Ravi doesn't eat during the day, Ravi is getting fat. How? How do you resolve this? Two opposite things. खा भी नहीं रहा है, मोटा भी हो रहा है, ऐसे हो सकता है.
He is eating during the night.
He is eating at night. The third argument comes. The athapatti. The person has no audio false senses, or does not have any senses, but has gives everyone senses. अरे खुद का कुछ नहीं है, देंगे कैसा? समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Third argument comes to resolve this. That the person doesn't have material senses on its own, of his own. That makes sense? The senses नहीं है, इसका मतलब person doesn't have material senses. Hopefully makes sense. If you have questions, please ask me. Okay, we'll go in the meantime. Then the qualities are going ahead. Bahir antascha bhutanam, there exists bahir outside and inside also of all of bhutanam, of all bhutas. Acharam charam evacha, of bhuta, what is bhutas? Non-living and living beings both, inside and out, is present everywhere. And sukshmatvat, very subtle, can't see. Tat abhigyayam, beyond abhigyayam means cannot understand or beyond the power of material senses. We can't see. Can we see वो that person? कौन है ऐसे व्यक्ति? कौन है? हाथ पैर आँख everywhere है, ये कौन है? Can we see? Then दूरस्थम चांतिके, दूरस्थम is place situated far away. Antike, very nearby. अरे the person is far away yet so near. Again contradiction. Doesn't have feet but runs the fastest. कौन है? Right? Then abhibhaktam cha bhuteshu. Abhibhaktam means vibhakti. Huh? Abhibhaktam means it's not divided. Vibhaktam eva, but like vibhaktam. It appears, it's never divided, but appears divided. Remember? I said that it's not divided, one person, but looks like it's divided everywhere. Bhuta bhatam tatageyam. Bhuta bhatra means maintainer of everyone. He is the maintainer of everyone, but what? Grasishnu Prabhavishnu cha, but divorce and divorce everyone. A maintainer bhi hai, takes a life of everyone, develops also, matlab creation, maintenance, destruction, some person does. Does it make sense? I don't know. The qualities mentioned are all like opposite qualities. Okay. Then Jyotisham apita Jyotis, the source of light of all luminous. Jyotisham of Jyoti, sub of all Jyotis. Jyotisham is Jyoti, the light of all luminaries. Tamasa param uchyate. Tamasa param is beyond darkness. Jnanam geyam jnanagamyam. That again, none of the words are used in male or female context. It's all neuter. Jnanam, knowledge. Geyam is object of knowledge. Jnana gamyam, the goal of knowledge. Siddhi service is in everyone's heart. We are living in it, in everyone's heart. So the Mayavadis or the impersonalists, they understand everything as soul hetu. They twist on everything and tell it, this is soul. Everyone's heart. So is jnanam, geyam, jnana gamyam, the knowledge, the object of knowledge and the goal of knowledge. Everything is that. Krishna is saying this is what? Geyam, the object of knowledge. This is object of knowledge. Iti kshetra tatha jnanam geyam chokte samadhata. Then I have described, Krishna says, I have described the field of activities. Okay. Then Krishna said, and the knowledge of Krishna talked about what? Kshetra ho gaya, jnanam ho gaya, geyam ho gaya. Right? Krishna understood everything. Mad bhakta eda vijnaya. My devotees understand it thoroughly. Why? to attain my nature. Bhavo papadyate, to attain my nature. So if you see here, none of the verses Krishna did not talk any of the verses about himself or about this about super soul. Right? So you could say here, in one way he did because he said everyone's heart. Who's in everyone's heart? Super soul, Paramatma. Sarvasya sitam. Is it livingly present in everyone's heart? No. So give the indirect indication in the last line of the 18th verse that it is super soul being talked about here. Does it make sense? The object, who is the object of knowledge?
Super soul, Prabhu.
So is it clear? Everyone else? Thank you, Rita, for letting me know. Yeah. Is it clear, ma?
Yes.
Anyone has any questions?
So until now, Prabhu, sorry, I was listening, 14 to 18, you're saying no male or female gender is used.
Yeah,
Everything
because the
is
word tat is being used. Tat.
tat, tat,
Tattvamasi.
okay, tattvamasi.
That Tattvamasi.
And
Right?
Prabhupada,
Super soul.
Prabhupada, okay, that is translated as that, right? In Sanskrit,
That.
that, okay,
But that
okay.
we know who later we know who that tat is. So why not know before itself?
Yeah, okay.
This
But
one.
Krishna actually says in the last verse of 18th verse only. Okay, yeah.
Remember
I will
last verse of he gives indication.
last line of 18th verse. Okay.
Indication he gives. But he will say later. Sarvasya cha aham hiri sarne Vishnu.
Nivishto. Yeah.
Everyone's heart who says, I stick if I say 15th chapter will come. But it's saying here. This is a Gyan section, right? Gyan section means more philosophical section. Tat,
Mm.
like I said. So Krishna is saying directly here. Okay?
Yeah.
Now Krishna is saying, okay, I've talked about the field, knowledge, object knowledge, everything I've told. Okay, by what is the goal of knowing all this? Attain my nature, to attain me. Mad bhava upapadyate, to know me. I understand this thoroughly. Okay, does it make sense? Okay. Now, verse number 20. Now Krishna start talking about who? Krishna talk about the क्या बोलते हैं now the Prakriti and Purusha. Okay, 20 to 27 verse, 27th verse. Krishna like Prakriti and last topics remaining, right? Krishna explained that. Okay, Prakritim Purusham Cheva Vidyinadi Bhavapi Vikaram Cha Gunam Sheva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. So Prakriti and Purusham Vidhi. Vidhi, no, it's Anadi. Ubhav means both. Ubhav means both. No, Prakriti and Purusha both to Anadi, beginningless. Anadi sometimes be difficult to understand. Anadi means beginningless. You cannot trace back and pinpoint a time. If you pinpoint a time, they cannot be beginningless. This is sharp point. Beginningless means ये चलता आ रहा है forever. Beginningless. This makes sense. Hopefully, this is something a bit difficult to understand. May seem beginningless है ना. But we start diving in a bit deep into it, I was like, wait. But first time कभी हुआ? No. First time you can't say because it's meaningless. Okay? Anadi. Vikaramscha gunamschaiva. The Vikram is the transformation and the mode gunam. Vigidhi prakriti sambhavan. Understand what is material nature. So material nature produces different variety. Material nature is changeable. That we use many changes. Prakriti. Okay? And living entities don't change, but being in contact with the material body experience changes. Everything is the product of Prakriti. Material nature is one that controls everything. The changes. Okay. Okay. Let's go down. So we'll start on 21. Okay, 10:10. We'll start. Let's see if we can do 21st verse. So we stopped the 21st verse last time. Okay. So we will start. Okay, 21st verse. Let me change this here. Okay, 21st verse. Okay, I'll actually maybe I'll describe a bit and stop here because before you dive into the purport, everything like we should before. So what we do is we read the verse, the synonyms, the translation, and the purport will read. Okay, and then discuss and explain. That's the format we do. So when we started, we used to do one verse, maybe 2 verses per session. That means 1.5 hours. So, but we'll bring this a pace a bit. So Krishna says 21st verse, Karya Karana Kartatve. Hetu Prakriti Uchete. Krishna says, nature, Karya means the effect, Karan means the cause. In matter of creation, the cause and effect, who is the cause? Prakriti Uchete. So nature is considered as the cause and its effect also. Called cause and effects. Material nature is the cause and effect of everything. Okay? Purusha Sukha Dukkhana Bhoktritva Hetu Uchyate. And living entity is the cause of Sukha and Dukkha, experiencing Sukha and Dukkha in the material world. Why? Because of Purusha Abhiman. Because of thinking oneself as a Purusha. Does that make sense? No. Complicated?
Prabhu,
Yes. Sorry, I can hear you. Is it clear or?
yeah, Prabhu, here Purusha is referred to as living entity, not Bhagavan, right?
No.
I mean, is just
Yeah.
noting that. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Because Bhagavan never feels dukkha.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah,
if you feel dukkha, Purusha cannot be living entity. No way.
living. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the living entity is the cause of all suffering and enjoyment because the living entity has embraced Mayadevi. Mayadevi, हम अब छोड़ के नहीं जाएंगे Mayadevi. हम छोड़ के नहीं जाएंगे. Why? To desire to predominate ichha dvesha, predominate enjoy. And if you see this verse 7.5, okay. Apareyam itastwanyam. Previous verse 7.4 talked about the different
Bhumirapo.
material. It's about living entity. Aparayam itastwanyam prakriti buddhime param. Beyond this prakriti, this aparayam. Beyond this inferior prakriti, there is param, something higher. Who? Jiva bhutam mahabahu. Oh Arjuna, jiva is something which is beyond the material nature, superior to material nature. And what are they doing? Dharete jagat, exploiting material nature. Exploit matlab being enjoyer of material nature. That's what here. Okay? So doing is the cause of all suffering, enjoyment because of the Purusha Abhiman. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, exploiting material nature. And thus becomes himself बोलते ना हाँ बांधो tie me. अरे भाई possessive himself is saying please put shackles on me. This is what we are doing. Right? So, and how does the material nature cause and effect? Understanding the inclination, understanding the nature of the living entity, because being entangled here, there's karma, then into consideration. Material nature then creates various fields, various body for the living entity to enjoy and suffer. And this all takes place under the sanction of the actual Purusha, the super soul. No? Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, I just want you to repeat that once.
So, based on the inclination, it's called the vasana.
Vasana.
the previous inclination, vasana, the karma, whatever we have acquired, whatever, right? Depending on, so we have like a big bag of karma. It's like, and think you have a great, you could say, a mountain of sins or karmic reactions, right? It's called as um, aprarabdha karma. Okay, aprarabdha karma is there. So of the aprarabdha karma, this life, you take a portion of the aprarabdha karma with you. Okay, it's called prarabdha karma. And one of the effect of prarabdha karma is his body. Is effect of prarabdha karma. And throughout this body, all what we have taken this section from the entire prarabdha karma, we kind of slowly we finish it off. And while suffering or enjoying the effect of this prarabdha karma, we create new karmas. Because sanchinta karma, we again goes back to prarabdha karma. You'll see big reservoir again. Does it make sense? Too much? नहीं? Huh?
Not making sense, Prabhu.
Not making sense. Don't worry. Thank you for being honest. So, but what did make sense? Just to make an explain.
This aprarabdha karma part.
Okay. Okay. For
Yes.
example, let's say, okay, aprarabdha karma is, let's say, an archer. Okay, an archer has a set of bows. It has 20, 50 bows in his arsenal. Okay, and of the arsenal, he takes 10 bows in the quiver. So 20 bows is a prarabdha karma. Okay. You take the 10 quiver, put it back, going to the battlefield. Okay. That means you took that. This is prarabdha karma you have right now on the back. Okay. And you take arrows and shoot.
Yeah.
That means you're enjoying or suffering from in this life based on whatever you're taken from the big subset. Okay. And while doing that, you see that कुछ arrow fall हो गया है. Again putting it backwards. Extra चाहिए ना अभी. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So while going to the life, which is the effect of prarabdha karma, you are accruing more karma. And where does it go? It will go back to the big pile of prarabdha karma. It goes back.
That is the set of arrows in the back.
At the back. And finally, when it goes back, he'll put it again. अभी 25 था 30 हो जाएगा फिर after battle whatever.
Okay.
You are accruing more karma while suffering or enjoying the effect of the previous karma you did.
Right.
It won't ever go out. It never burn off or finish.
Right.
So like you are taking it off and खत्म कर रहा नहीं करते करते और बढ़ रहा है. So what material nature does, it takes so much prarabdha karma, they'll take small portion depending on whatever factors they do, whatever factors are there. This body, depending on different people, different bodies, based on their prarabdha karma. And with prarabdha karma, you have to suffer, enjoy some things in this life. You'll enjoy. Just like you don't wish sadness to come in your life, but it comes. Similarly, you don't sometimes say, hey, अच्छा English कैसे मिला? Happiness also come. The same way, distress comes. We don't ask for sadness, but it comes. We ask for more happiness, but it may not come. It will come exactly where you have the prarabdha, it will come. Okay?
Okay.
So, but nature says, अच्छा इसका inclination ये है. अच्छा, he loves this kind of things. अच्छा inclination more, and this is karma. So all these factors in together, and a particular kshetra body will be given by the material nature. This body is material nature, है ना तो भूमि up and down vayu come material nature, right? So material nature provides this particular ingredient to the body based on our previous inclinations and karma. And divinity through this body feels suffering and enjoyment. Why? Because divinity wants to enjoy. How to enjoy? Through this body. Who is the body give? Body is given by whom? Nature. How? Because of the living entity's previous vasanas. Does it make sense?
Okay.
No? Pakka?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. Yeah.
Mm,
So
last.
remember, living report is anadi, is beginningless. So why living into there are many things which any activity which we do, it leaves an impression in the mind. Any activity,
Yeah.
it's an impression in the mind. And sometimes, we do see, some people have, habit of drinking coffee, something, and they'll say, no, coffee nahi chahiye mere ko. But just have coffee piya hai, the smell, everything is there. नहीं करने का. And suddenly someone, walking and walk through, or someone, the coffee shops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flashback comes, right?
Yeah.
Right? Previous vasana. That previous impressions which you acquired because of doing a certain thing repeatedly, it got deepened. So any activity which we do again and again, the impressions deepen. There's more and more heavy impressions. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Any activity which we do. So, for beginners time, based on whatever actions we have developed, taken a decision to do, we have developed certain vasanas, certain inclinations, certain habits, whatever it is, we have developed. It's imprinted in our mind. Okay? Is it clear till now?
Yeah.
Now, because the mind is because the mind goes one body to another, everybody. Mind is reason मुझे ये करना है, वो करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. ये mind के वजह से, which is covering all the soul, because different bodies. Okay? Mind has this impression of certain impression, karma, everything. Mental is understand, अच्छा, this is the impression of this particular living entity. Okay? The mind, on the mind, right? अच्छा, तो एक body भी ऐसे देंगे हम लोग to help the person enjoy this mood. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So body कैसे मिलेगा? तो body को many factors चाहिए, but you have other karmas also you have. तो कर्मा फैक्टर करेंगे, वासना फैक्टर करेंगे, सब आएंगे, ब्लैक बॉक्स इक्वेशन, इक्वेशन कम आउट. दिस बॉडी यू हैव नाउ. प्रारब्ध कर्मा भी, you enjoy something and suffer, whatever, right? And you get a body and the prarabdha karma to enjoy, suffer based on the inclination and to satisfy the inclination which you have since beginner's time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Particular body vehicle is being given, and while going through this life, which is the effect of prarabdha karma, will accrue more karma.
Yeah.
Now, is it clear?
Yes. Now it's clear.
Perfect.
Prabhu, sorry, I know it's very late. Just one more minute I'll take, Prabhu. Sorry. So, prarabdha karma is unmanifest karma that you've accumulated all lifetimes.
Yes.
And prarabdha karma is what comes to you in this life, the
This lifetime.
body that you get. And sanchita karma is what you accumulate in this body
This
because
lifetime.
of your prarabdha karma.
Yes.
Okay? Okay, understood. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Perfect. So, material nature is the cause of the entire manifestation of this body, everything. And the living entity is the cause of his own happiness and distress, because living entity has desire to enjoy. So the cause of material nature is not the cause of happiness and distress. हम खुद, we are the cause of our own happiness and distress. We can stop if you want to. Again, there are many processes of doing that. So we can talk about so many things. But this is the verse Krishna is talking about this particular, talking about this particular verse. So next time, what we'll do when we start, September 1st, so what we do, we read Prabhupada's purport, we discuss question, whatever it is, explanation, and we'll talk about from our two acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Devita, giving beautiful commentary on Bhagavad Gita. We understand through their commentary also, but more details. Okay, that's how we do, and we pick speed. Okay. So before we go, I'll ask many questions. Lakshmi, does it really over the head? Understood at all? Usami, anything? Viji?
Prabhuji, I think I'm okay if in case like I have to read through the details of each verses, and if at all I come like if I have any more
No
questions,
problem.
I'll.
Yeah, just want to make. Yeah, I think based on what explanation I give, at least for Ramya's explanation, did that make sense? No. no, I can't hear you. Sorry, just in case speaking something, Lakshmi. Okay, so we can go read the verses, and if you have any questions, please you ask, because it's again, as mentioned, it's a complicated chapter, right? So technically tough. Please you read, ask any questions. Vijay, everything's was good. Sounds good.
Was very good, Prabhu. Like this 13th chapter is like always cat on the wall for me, Prabhu. I'm still there. I'll hear it many times. As I hear, I was like, oh, I got this. I got the name, kshetra gyan. Like after a while, I was like, so I
The
like this
couplets.
chapter,
Kshetra
Prabhu.
gave couplets.
Yeah.
Will
And
know knowledge, object knowledge.
yeah.
Like Pusha Bhagavati. You could say 3 couplets.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very good, Prabhu. It was very good to revisit the verses 8 to 12, which is
Yeah.
like very, very good verses. Thank you, Prabhu. It was very good class, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Thank you,
please do
Prabhu.
it and let me know.
Yeah.
Maybe of
Thank
help
you so
in
much,
helping.
Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Vanchakapatru Kripasya Kripasindhu Sindhu
Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
की जय, श्री भगवद गीता की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.